The black girl magic is the gift that keeps on giving. The list just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. It is with disdain, embarrassment, disgracefulness that I present to you Marilyn Mosby, another black girl magic. This one from the great state of Maryland, city of Baltimore. So we have tracked across the country to another state. And so the black girl magic is not just in Chicago, it's not just in Georgia, it's not just in New York, it's all over the country. They just sprout up everywhere because it is the mentality of these women. So Marilyn Mosby is just another black girl magic, and she is in Baltimore doing the things that all the other girls are doing across the country. So we're going to get to know who Marilyn Mosby is and exactly what kind of crimes, allegedly, that she has been doing as the black girl magic of Baltimore. Little black girl, you are magic. You hold the power to make big dreams come true, to make small dreams come true, to pull flowers out of the cement and flourish into the heavens. Little black girl, you are a jewel, shining brighter than the sun, shining hands full of diamonds, glistering because you are magic. Little black girl, you are a force to be reckoned with. From the way you think, to the way you speak, to the way you move, to the way you comprehend, to the way you express, to the way you communicate, to the way you converse. Little black girl. Hello, friend, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. My name is Amania. Here on the channel, I do reactions, political commentary. I throw some comedy, some parody in there to drive home what I call with the hammer, the news that's happening in the culture, in the social spaces. So I bring that to you with a little bit of humor to help us digest the crazy. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'm glad that you're here. Please stay a while. You can comment, which I do enjoy doing that with us in the comments. You can give this video a like because that helps me out with the YouTube. And if you like the channel, I don't mind it if you subscribe because I am trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. I wouldn't mind $50,000 either, but 50,000 subscribers by Christmas. So you can do that by hitting that subscribe. That would help me out, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to see you in a video right now. Marilyn Mosby is half of a power couple in Baltimore, Maryland. She is a state's attorney, and she is married to a commissioner in their area. They are a powerful black couple who are prestigious and very involved in their community. And so as a power couple of such, you would believe that they would have respect for the community, respect for the law, respect for the constituents, respect for their surroundings. But it seems that Marilyn Mosby is just not there. She is a black girl magic who is doing all of the different things that you would expect from such a woman. And so we're going to look into a news clipping that gives us a little bit more detail about what Marilyn Mosby has been up to with herself in Baltimore. Let's do it. Allegedly. These are allegedly.
We begin with an update to the federal case against City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby.
New documents shedding some light on just how much money Miss Mosby makes and how she spends it.
Jeff Abel has been poring over those documents. He joins us live now with the very latest. Jeff?
Well, the case against the state's attorney is becoming crystal clear, at least according to prosecutors, who in newly filed documents accuse the state's attorney of lying and denying all the way to the bank.
From the beginning, Marilyn Mosby has been defiant, vowing to beat the case, which she claims is nothing short of a witch hunt.
I am innocent of the charges that have been levied against me, and I intend to fight.
A black girl magic? Lying? Defying? Denying? Taking money all the way to the bank? Have you ever met a black girl magic that did not lie and wasn't getting rich in the process? Yeah, they seem to all have the same pattern. And of course, they are defiant. Look at Queen Fonnie Willis. Look at Queen Tiffany Henyard. Look at Queen Letitia James. Look at Queen Christina Peterson. I mean, look at all of them. Defiant and lying. And then, what do they say? It's a witch hunt because I am of black descent. They are trying to get me because they racist, because they can't just let a black woman do her thing without putting rules and regulations. So yeah, they're defiant. And this one is just the same.
But in several new court filings, federal prosecutors spelled out their case in minute detail, using Mosby's financial records, showing her paycheck increased $10,000 the year she claimed financial hardship and withdrew $90,000 from her retirement account without penalty. Prosecutors say she then used those funds to purchase 2 Florida vacation homes. In court filings, prosecutors write, the fact that she used the funds to buy vacation homes is probative of the fact that no adverse financial consequence existed in the first place.
The government's theory remains clear that the state's attorney did not suffer adverse financial hardships that would have justified what she did with respect to her lockbox retirement funds.
Prosecutors also write in detail about the $45,000 tax lien, which Mosby denied knowing anything about when applying for new loans on those Florida homes. Prosecutors wrote that Mosby's own attorneys wrote in correspondence last year that the defendant not only knew the loan had not been paid off on January 6, 2021, her counsel enclosed a copy of the ongoing installment agreement and a statement along with it that showed only a single payment had been made. In court filings, prosecutors told the judge, the reality is that telling the truth matters. The laws are written for a reason, and the defendant was required to follow them.
I'm not really sure what Ms. Mosby's lawyers are doing. It feels like they're engaging in saber rattling, but without any real purpose. They're filing all these motions. They're losing every single one of them. They're losing credibility with respect to the judge. If they try this in front of a federal jury, I really think they're putting their client in a really perilous position.
Well, defense attorneys maintain that the administrator of Mosby's retirement account failed to properly advise her about what was required when withdrawing money early from her account. The trial set to begin now in September. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
In the words of Van Jones, character matters. The truth matters. How you conduct yourself matter. So, Miss Marilyn Mosby, the truth matters. Yes, it matters, even for you, the black girl magic. So she is saying that her people did not inform her of, the consequences of what she was trying to do. This is a state attorney, right? This is, education upon education upon education, right? You're not a dumb woman. And I'm sure your people are not dumb people. So we all know that everybody knew what was happening, but we thought, okay, we can get away with it. But unfortunately for her, that wasn't the case. So now she's boohoo whining and crying, witch hunt. She's boohoo whining and crying that everybody's out to get her. And so Miss Marilyn Mosby, as a state attorney, your works matters. What you do matters. Your actions matter. And not just that, you are a prominent person in the community with your politician husband. You are stellars in the community. And here you are coming out here to Florida and buying up condos with the COVID money. No. Stealing matters. Credibility matters. Allegedly. And allegedly, it seems that you do not have the proper characters in order to be trusted as a leader in your community. So, Miss Ma'am, yeah, they're coming for you. And we're going to see how that works out. We got another clip to see about Miss Mosby. So we're keeping up with the Mosbys. And one of the things I found interesting about this particular Black Girl Magic is that she was just not a single woman like the rest of them. No, this one is a married woman, or at least she was, but now she's looking to become a single woman. And so we're going to get into the business of the Mosbys and how they've been, a power couple in Baltimore, and how that is crumbling at this time. Marilyn Mosby's and the Mosbys.
Right.
Heard that? Good. So Mr. Mosby is not facing any criminal charges the way Mrs. Mosby is, but our friend there in the reporting brings up a very interesting point, because he may have to testify against Mrs. Mosby. And we all know that they've always said, husbands can't, testify against the other, but it's a very tricky situation because in reference to, protecting her. So this is a very muddy, very nasty business. Here you have a power couple, a state attorney and a commissioner, coming together to serve the people, but yet this woman is serving herself. And now her husband, who is Marilyn Mosby, is making the rounds. She's hitting wherever she can to tell her story, the story of the victim, the Black girl magic, the victim, the woman who's being attacked because of her color, because of everything else. It's not because she's done things wrong. She's being attacked, and she's going to explain this all over the country.
Mosby's attorneys are pushing for a presidential pardon, but some experts say that might not help her case. Fox 25's Mackenzie Frost looks at what could happen this week in court.
Marilyn Mosby will walk back into the federal courthouse in Greenbelt Thursday, this time to find out what her sentence will be after two juries in separate trials convicted her on 2 counts of perjury and 1 count of mortgage fraud. It all stems from her Florida vacation homes and her withdrawal from her city retirement account, claiming she suffered a COVID-related financial hardship to avoid paying a penalty on nearly $90,000. Despite 2 juries of her peers convicting her, Mosby is not taking responsibility, as seen as she makes the rounds on national media.
I know that I've done absolutely nothing wrong, nothing criminal.
Radio and other podcast interviews.
If we allow me to go down the way that they want me to, it's going to have a detrimental impact on everybody else.
As well as online, telling her supporters she did nothing wrong.
2 different jurors found Miss Mosby guilty of lying, perjury, guilty of mortgage fraud, stealing money. And so here she is, unable to accept or take responsibility for what she's done, her part in all this. She's crying, I didn't do nothing wrong. I don't know what y'all talking about. I didn't do nothing wrong. No, I did nothing wrong. And therefore, there's no reason for me to be going through any of this. So now she's using herself as some sort of victim to say, well, if they're going to do this to me, then, this is going to open up a whole new box of different things. So all kinds of people can be charged this way. But if you have paperwork, black and white, and you have, advisors, you have lawyers, you have all of these things, And there's paperwork. There's actual paperwork of what you've done. Nobody's saying anything that's not accurate because there's paperwork of it. Now, if you want to claim stupid dum-dum and you don't know nothing about nothing, again, a lawyer, an attorney, a state's attorney now, then if you want to go that route, you go that route. But we all know that you are not stupid dum-dum and you do know what was happening. And so you did it because you think you could have gotten away with it. But unfortunately for you, the law came calling. And so therefore, now you have to take responsibility. And he said in the news clipping, she gonna have to go to jail. She gonna have to do some prison time. She gonna have to get locked up. I mean, I hate to see a Black woman go down like this, but friend, if you do the crime, then you got to do the time. Simple and straight. That's how it works. And so this is one of the reasons these Black girl politicians, these Democrat Black girl magic politicians, think that they are above the law, that they can do whatever they want. They can, I mean, look at Tiffany Henyard. The FBI coming in, she like, whatever, whatever. I ain't scared of it. Bring on the po-po, bring on the FBI, And now this one is now looking for Joe Biden to pardon her in this mess. She looking for a pardon. You broke the law, you stole, and now you're asking Joe Biden to become your Lord and Savior. Now we know Joe Biden is the Lord and Savior for the Democrats. And so she calling on Daddy Joe. Daddy Joe, I'm going to need you, Daddy Joe, to make this go away. I'm going to need you because we've been voting for y'all for 40, 50, 100 years plus. So it's time for you to give back to the Black girl magic. It's the Black girl magic that keeps you in office, that keeps putting you in. You can't get nothing done without the Black woman vote. So right now, this here Black woman, though I've done some bad things, but I'm going to need you to fix it, Daddy Joe. I'm going to need you to fix it for me because I can't go to jail. I'm too pretty to go to jail. I can't go to jail. Daddy Joe, I'm going to need you to fix it. We'll see. We'll see if Daddy Joe fixes it for her. We'll see.
Defense Attorney Jeremy Eldridge, not affiliated with this case, says in his 20-plus years of experience in the courtroom, he's never seen a defendant go on a national media tour, especially after they were convicted, but yet to be sentenced.
You're putting the judge in a really, really bad position for you because there's still no remorse, and it's disrespectful to the system.
In latest court filings, prosecutors point to Mosby's own words, writing, quote, "These are not the words of someone who acknowledges she should have and wishes she had acted differently," adding, "Her words do not reflect any acceptance of these verdicts." Prosecutors asking Judge Lydia Grigsby to sentence the former top prosecutor in Baltimore City to 20 months in prison. A stark contrast to Mosby's defense team arguing justice for Marilyn looks more like probation.
Marilyn Mosby is going to have to go to jail.
But it's not just sentencing the Judge Grigsby will decide this week. The federal government coming for Mosby's condo in Longboat Key, Florida. The condo valued between $780,000 and $880,000. Prosecutors say because Mosby was convicted of mortgage fraud utilizing this gift letter, claiming her now ex-husband, City Council President Nick Mosby, was gifting her $5,000 she needed to secure a favorable interest rate to close on the condo. Prosecutors say if the condo sells for a profit, Mosby would get her down payment back. But Mosby's team fighting so she can keep it, arguing the penalty is excessive and she would have bought the condo even without the gift letter. Writing in court documents, the condo is Mosby's source of income, noting her law license is in jeopardy, adding, quote, "Without the home, she will be unable to earn rental income on the property to support herself and her daughters." Do you believe that we could see the federal government seize that property?
I think they can, and I think they will. I don't think it's any different than if I represent a drug dealer in federal court. She is no different than any other criminal defendant.
With a presidential pardon push backed by the Congressional Black Caucus, the NAACP, and others, Mosby is heading into a week that could spell out the rest of her life.
Seen that, heard that, good. She has no remorse and is really making a mockery of the courts. Who have we seen done that? Letitia James, Fonnie Willis. Yeah. Defiant Black women making a mockery of the court. So she is not taking any responsibility for her part in all of this. She's not remorseful. She's not sorry. She doesn't feel like she's done anything wrong, even though it's written in black and white right there in text. She feels like she's privileged and she has done nothing wrong. And so therefore there should be no consequences in reference to what she's done. So this is the gall of the Black girl magic. This is the gall of this woman, right? She has no remorse, and the judge is probably not happy with her. These people involved are probably not happy because why? Because you are taking the courts and turning it into a circus, right? You are trampling on the law and how it proceeds. And you, an attorney who should know better. Again, these Black girl magics, this is what you get. This is what you get. And they make it bad for all the rest of us. They really, really make it bad for the rest of us who has integrity, who has some common sense, who's not out here trying to steal, rob, and grab a bag at every turn. Right? You make it bad for us, man. Sis, you make it bad for us. Look, all of you do. The Fonnie Willises, you know, the Tiffany Hinyards. You make it bad for us. Because then the credibility of people that look like me, we can't walk into the room with credibility because you've taken down our credibility. This is what continues to happen every day, more and more and more stories of what? Criminal behavior. Prosecutors, criminal behavior. Judges, criminal behavior. And what about the average folks? They say if these people are in positions of power and this is how they act, what about when eyes aren't really on them? What about then? Then they really are doing some things. That's how it is. You do it. You're the one who is detrimental to the Black woman. You're the one who is detrimental to the Black people. It's not the white man. It's not the white supremacist. It's not the white woman. It's you, the Black person. You're responsible. There is just no accountability from some of these Black Democrat women politicians. And I would actually think that Miss Mosby would pull a page out of the Fonnie Willis book and gather up the churchmen in Baltimore and have her own press conference to talk about how, you know, she's been railroaded and how she's being, you know, discriminated against and all of this. I mean, hell, it's working good for Fonnie Willis now, isn't it? Maybe this one has a conscience and won't call God into such things when she know that she's allegedly done things that she's not supposed to. But very, very interesting stuff. I mean, like I say, the Black girl magic list just keeps growing. And again, it is an embarrassment and it's a disgrace to see these things happening in the society. Like every day we're seeing these things. And it's just a bad look. And again, it does take away from people like myself and other Black people who are actually trying to do good things out here in the world, in the socials, in the community. And opportunities are taken away from us because what they look at us as the track record from what you've done, you know, those Black have done. And we're not different. We're different. I'm a conservative. I'm no Democrat. I'm a conservative Christian. But it's all done by the color of your skin. So this is, again, judge me by my character, not my skin. But these women, they come out here boohoo, whine, and cry and say, well, it's all about my skin. It's not about my character. And so, it leaves a stain in people's throats, right? It just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths because then they're like, oh, well, you know, yeah, we don't want to fool with your kind because we already understand the demographics of what you're going to bring. You know, you're going to bring drama, you're going to bring attitude, you're going to bring defiance, you're going to bring all this. And they say in the culture, well, that's just a Black woman. No, it's not, because I'm not that. And I know a whole lot of us who are not like that. So anyway, that's going to be it for me in this video, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. And I want to say, if you don't know, I do have memberships. And in those memberships, you get to see me on the ground doing live events, things like that. You get a little shorts and live streams from me out in the public square. And also you get to see me on the ground with the other YouTubers as we do street interviews. So these are the kind of perks that you get, more access, more laid back with me out there on the ground or in the community. So that's what you get. And so I want to say thank you to my members. Thank you guys for subscribing. It's really helping me out. And I want to say I had a great super thanks this week. And I want to say thank you for supporting the channel with super thanks. It really means a lot. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like. And I will see you in another video. God bless you and God keep you.